have a broker to introduce to you guys today. And this broker is something that you guys have been waiting for a very long time, because in a couple of moments, I'm going to show you how this unites the functionality of some of the very popular platforms out there like IQ, but at the same time, you have the classic precise expiry times that you guys looking for. But not just that, it also has very fast execution. And in fact, I'm going to take you a little bit of a tour to show you just what kind of stuff is possible with this. And I tell you, once I show this to you, you will definitely fall in love with this platform. So first and foremost, I want to show you the charts, okay? And this is the standard line chart that you guys are very familiar with, but at a touch of a button, I can actually turn it into a candlestick chart as well, okay? Isn't that awesome? And if I wanted to change between currencies, currently this is a USD JPY, I have two ways of doing that. I can either click on a different tab, which is going to load up a different chart, or let's say I could also open the entire overview and very quickly select which other pair I want to look into. Alright, and the next thing that I want to do is that I'll show you, let's say, if I want to place a trade, okay, I want to show you just based on execution. This is a demo account, and right now this is looking like a breakout to the downside. The minimum trade here is actually $1, so that's kind of cool. And because this has already broken to the downside, I'm probably going to try to do a breakout either above or beneath here. This is the above boundary, this bottom boundary. And what I'm going to do in the meantime is that, I just want to mark out a horizontal line. Okay, so that's going to be my boundary, and I'm going to mark out another line here as well. Okay, so I still have time on this minute. This is going to be a precise 1 minute trade. And now that this minute is over, I'm going to start taking my trade right now. So over here tells you the payout that I can possibly receive on this trade if it finishes in the way that I want it to. Okay, and in a moment, it's going to show you the trade result once this trade expires. If you notice just now, there was an auditory alert as well. And from that point, you can see just when the trade is going to finish. This is a 15-second chart. So if you see new bars opening, that's the reason why. I can alternatively set this to a 1 minute as well. I can set this to a 5 minute, or so on and so forth. Okay, so over here it says, unfortunately your forecast was incorrect. And what happened was that in this trade, it re-challenged my zone, my entry zone. So what I'm going to do is very simple. I'm just simply gonna adjust my lines, and I'm gonna wait for a breakout to the upside, and I might place another trade once that happens. So just waiting for a confirmation here when it breaks above or beneath. In the meantime, if I wish to have more studies to support my trade, I can simply add them on by just putting on, for example, if I wanted simple moving average. Let's say I want a simple moving average. I add it on like here. It gives me a better idea of what's going on. Okay, so this one's breaking above, and at the same time, if I want to add a couple more things, I can easily add Bollinger Bands as well, and that gives me this. Okay, and if I want additional indicators, I can add them on like so. And for me, I like to use this. It's 5, and when I scroll up, I can see all that just down beneath here. So I see that now it's in position zone. All I need to wait is do. Okay, now it's broken above in this area, and I know it's quite close to the middle Bollinger Band, but I'm going to take my chance of that, and I'm going to take that the next trade. 9 and go. All right. So this one gapped a little bit. And allow notifications. And I can see whether my trade is open or not right here. And I can see my open price, the current price, and as for the closed trades, I can see it over here as well. So the open price, closed price, I can see it right there. Mine, I can see it's still in the money. And this also has a very interesting feature called the early sell. So if for any reason, if I want to sell it early, I can also do that too. Before the trade is up, obviously the value is going to get closer. close and close to expiry, the trade value gets less and less, to the point that about 10 seconds before the end of the trade, I lose the ability to sell the trade. So I just have to wait for a couple more seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bingo. Alright, so the sound effect tells me that I've actually won this trade. Now, that's not all the indicators that we have. They also have popular stuff like moving average, convergence, divergence. So let's scroll down, you have that. And one other way of doing it is that you can also kind of like zoom out your screen, and suddenly all these things are going to pop into the display. Okay, so now everything is right there on my screen in a nutshell. Looks kind of professional, looks kind of serious. And if I wanted it to be even more detailed than this, I can even go to the technical analysis window like that. This now allows me to draw trend lines. I can select trend lines from here. If I want to plot my lines, I can draw plot, and I can go like plot. So I can plot like that. And if I want to do things like Fibonacci, it has that as well. I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to show you. So over here, I'm going to select Fibonacci, and I'm going to take this previous swing to here, and it gives me the various levels in between. Okay, very, very handy. A lot of features that stuff like Trading View, NetData have, and you can get them all in one platform. Very, very handy stuff. And so a lot more indicators that you can add on here as well. There's things like Alligator as well. Alligator is a really cool EMA crossover function that some people like to use. And timescales, I can change them between the time frames as well. It allows me more flexibility. Here has quite a bit of options, but here has a little bit extra as well. Like this one has a 10-minute, but in the main screen it only has the 1, 5, 15. But what's really cool is that it has a 15-second. So for those of you doing the 1-minute trades, that's a big plus. Now I want to show you the additional things you could do with the expiry times. Okay, so this is the classic style. Classic style is precise 1, 10, 1, 5, 10, 15, 30, 60, 90, 12, and 12 hours. But honestly, as a trader, I only look at up to the 15 minutes max, because anything beyond that, it's just not worth my time to wait for the trade to finish. Okay, and if you wanted to do something less than 5 minutes, okay, what do we do? Very simple. We just click on this button to go to a time-based expiry. This is the countdown mode, and this tells you like how much time left for you to take this trade. So let's say if you want to take this trade, I can actually see from here. All right, let's say if I want something about a 1 minute, there isn't a precise 1 minute. It's going to be in the 1 minute and a bit, or 2 minutes and a bit, 3 minutes and a bit. And depending what trade I want to do, let's say I want to do a 2-minute trade, I could do one like here, and then take my trade like right there. That's how I would do that if I was trying to do, based on, a time-based expiry. So once again, if I scroll down, it displays that all at the bottom of the screen, both kinds of trading both kinds of expiry types, they're all displayed in the screen over here. So let's say if you are following binary lab trades, we do a lot of 1 minute, 2 minutes, and 5 minutes. Let me give you the quick rundown of the pros and cons. Okay, the pros and cons is that you have that 1 minute, you have that 5 minute based on a classic. But let's say if you had to do something in between. All right, sometimes we like to take a trade a little bit like off the minute, because sometimes during the course of a minute, would you agree with me that sometimes the trade can change the way it looks like? Like for instance, this one looked as if it was going to continue down, but along the way, it kind of changed itself. So during those times, sometimes I like to wait for a little bit after the minute to see what's going to happen, and when I get a better grasp of what's happening, then I start to make a decision. And what happens here is that you won't get the precise 2 minutes, because sometimes when a minute rolls over to the next spot, even by a few seconds, you can get a very drastic movement. So over here, let's have a look. Okay, this one is into the last couple of seconds, and right now it is in the winning side. Okay. Once again, this is support resistance breakout. Over here, I teach about this method. I teach about reversal trading as well inside of the binary lab, and this is one short demonstration of how this works out for you. And they also have things like Bitcoin, and I believe they have their markets open on the weekend as well. But of course, I don't recommend trading on the weekends. Now, why would you want to look at Olymp Trade? Okay, if you're not in the United States, there's a great place where you can trade, very small amounts and very quick execution, as you can tell. Although there's a pop-up confirmation, that's one thing that I don't know. Maybe you could speak to your account manager, that can be taken away. But otherwise, in terms of charting, in terms of most of the trading functions, is a very all-in-one web-based platform. It's very fast, it's very lightweight on your browser. And now I'm also going to show you something over here. We're going to click on the bottom over here. A lot of people are interested in things like, okay, there's education. You can check analysis. But before anything else, let's look at about the company. Okay, we're going to open that in this window. So this tells you what Olymptrade is, and they tell you that they have a certificate from the Financial Commission, International Organization Certifying Software and Binding Options Trading. Okay, so they have it's fully inspected and regulated. Now let's have a bit more details about regulation. Now let's go over to the regulations tab. Let's see that real quick. Okay, this is something that I think you guys would be really happy to see, because not only do they tell you what they're operating on, they also give you the ability to check the certificate right here. So a lot of people will say, okay, I'm going to go to this place and see if that's true. So over here, you don't have to. They provide you the link, so click on check certificate, and then it's going to tell you explicitly, leave the website, go to this one. So I'm going to do that right now, and it takes me to this one right here. So this Financial Commission announces Olymptrade as the latest member firm. So now on this website, in another video, I'm also going to tell you what this website is about, the Financial Commission. Okay, and you can briefly read, and you can go through the links, of course. But in a nutshell, what you want to know is that they provide a compensation fund for up to $20,000 per case, and it's neutral, interest-free round to any complaint. And on top of that, with dispute resolution, they even have case studies. And I want to run you through this complaint over here, where they believe that outside the client's control, the broker had done some monkey business, and the price that the client got was unfair and caused him to lose his position. Okay, so the response provided based on what the broker gave and the complainer in order to investigate, and then they actually made a favor of the client, a ruling in favor of the client, and awarded a compensation. Okay, so this is what's really good and how can help you out. And for traders, and you're looking at information, you can check that out here as well. And if you go down the list, and you'll see that Olymptrade is right there in this section as well. Okay, I don't have a lot of time on this video, and I believe that you might be quite interested to find out more information. You can actually open your account in very simple steps.